Welcome to AutoPilot's training video series designed to help you get the most from your ProfitPilot system. This video will cover how to set up and manage items in your ProfitPilot system. Now, let's begin. First thing we're going to do is log into the ProfitPilot. You want to bring up www.profitpilot.net. Go ahead and enter your username and password. Then click the login button to load the system. Once the system is loaded, we're going to click the Items tab. This window will display a list of all items that you've previously created in your system. If your ProfitPilot is brand new, this window will be blank. To add a new item, you want to click Add Item from the Actions box on the left-hand side of the screen. This will display a window to create a new item. The system will automatically generate the item SKU. You can leave this as is, or you can enter your own SKU number. If you are entering merchandise for sale, you will want to enter the barcoded number that's on the merchandise. This will allow you to scan the barcode at the point of sale into the system without having to choose the item from a button on the screen. If this is a wash package, you can just use the default SKU that the ProfitPilot assigns. In the name field, you'll want to enter a name of your item. In the description field, enter a description of this item. In the department field, click the drop-down box and select the department this item will apply to. In the selling information section, in the amount field, you'll want to enter the price of this item. If this is a fixed price, leave the drop-down set to fixed price. If you want the system to prompt the cashier to enter a price, you'll want to choose Prompt for Price. If this is a taxable item, you'll want to click the drop-down arrow and enter your default tax rate. If this item is not taxable, you'll want to leave the item set to None. If this item is exempt from tax, you'll want to click the Tax Exempt box. If this item is to be included in your dollar over base report, you'll want to check the dollar over base checkbox. The dollar over base is used when tracking commissions that are paid to your greeters. If this item is going to be subject to commissions, you will want to check the dollar over base checkbox. If this was a merchandise item, you would not check the box because normally commissions are not paid on merchandise items. If you are an express wash and you don't pay greeters a commission, again, you'll want to leave this box unchecked. The next section is your inventory information. In the cost field, you'll want to enter the actual cost to you of this item. These fields are normally used for merchandise items only. From the drop-down, you'll want to select a measurement unit, your last inventory count or how much you had of this item on hand at this moment, your threshold percentage if you want to see the threshold listed as a percentage, and your threshold amount. Your threshold is the indicator that will trigger your low inventory levels. When all items have been entered, click Submit to save this item. Once the item is saved, you'll then be able to view it in the Items tab. If you are a wash and you utilize HTK pay stations or the WashPilot tunnel controller, you will want to make sure that the SKU field matches on all three systems. For example, we'll click Edit to open this item. You'll see the item SKU field is set to 4. The wash that we're looking at right now does utilize a WashPilot tunnel controller as well as an HTK pay station. In those other two systems, the item SKU is set to 4. This enables the system to match the transactions, and that's how the ProfitPilot can determine the washes that are sold from your HTK or through your WashPilot. If the SKU numbers do not match, the data will not correspond to each other across all three systems, so please be aware of this when setting up your initial data. To modify an existing item in the system, from the Items tab, you'll want to click the Edit button on the right-hand side of the screen. This will display the item and all of its properties. Now you can make any changes, such as changing a price, changing a tax rate. When complete, click the Submit button. Remember, all changes to the point of sale will go down in a batch. If you would like to delete an item from your ProfitPilot system, you'll want to click the Delete icon on the right-hand side of the screen. The system will display a confirmation message. You'll want to click OK to accept it and actually delete the item from the system. To manage any inventory that you have in the system, from the Items tab, you'll want to click Inventory Summary in the Actions box on the left-hand side. The Inventory Summary window will give you a list of all available inventory in the system. If you would like to modify an item, you'll want to click the wrench under the Edit column. This will open the item's information, and from here you can now adjust the cost or the last inventory count. When changes have been made, be sure and click Submit to save them. The ProfitPilot also gives you the ability to add, modify, and delete an item directly from the point of sale software. We'll switch over to the point of sale and see how that's done. Now we'll see the point of sale software. First thing you're going to want to do is log into the system if you have not already done so. Enter your user ID and your password. If this is the very first time that you've opened the register, you'll want to enter an opening drawer amount. Once the point of sale is open, you'll want to click the Items tab. This will display the page with all of the items currently defined in the system. From here, you can add a new item. You'll want to click the Add button on the right-hand side of the screen, and this will bring up the window to add a new item. You'll want to follow the item information listed on the left-hand side of the screen. Enter a name for this item, enter a description, enter a SKU number for this item. If this is merchandise, you can also scan the barcode that's on the merchandise. Enter a price for your item. Enter a department for your item. Specify if this item includes tax or not. And if this item was tax exempt, you'd want to specify yes or no from the drop-down box. When you are completed adding your item, you'll want to click Save. You have two options under Save. You can save and return to your selling list, or you can save and add this item to the transaction that you're currently working in. We'll save and return to the list of items. If you'd like to view the details of an item that's already been created in the system, you can simply select it from the item list at the top. Once selected, you can click the blue Edit and View Details button. This will display the list of details for this specific item. You can touch on any field necessary to see the item information. When complete, you can simply return to the list. If you would like to select an item from this list so that you can sell it on the point of sale, you can first select the item from this list, then click the yellow Select button. This will add the item to the transactions list on the point of sale tab. The cashier can now take money for this item and complete the transaction. And back on our items page, we'll also take a look at how to delete an item. Once the item is selected, you'll want to click Edit and View Details. Once the item information is open, you can now press the Delete button to delete this item from the system. The item will automatically be deleted. A confirmation message does not appear, so please make sure that this is the action you do want to perform. If you have an item open and you don't want to delete it or make any changes, you can also press the Cancel and Return to Point of Sale. This button will simply return you to the default POS tab with no changes being made. Please be advised that changes to the Items tab are restricted by security permissions. So if your user does not have permissions to access this tab or make edit and delete changes, they will receive a message on the point of sale notifying them they have restricted access to this area of the system. To scroll through the list of available items, you have scroll buttons on the right-hand side of the screen. The up and down will move the highlighted cursor one item at a time. The page up and page down will page through the items either up or down. You can also sort in the screen by clicking on one of the headings. By default, the system will sort by the SKU number, and we can tell that because the SKU is highlighted in red. If you would like to sort instead by name, description, or price, simply touch on the heading to select it. Once we select name, it will turn red, and then we'll type on the keyboard underneath to sort through our items to look for the undercarriage. We click U, and the ProfitPilot will automatically display a list of all items that begin with U. There's our item, and at this point we can now select it and add it to the transaction. If you have made changes to your list of items, you can also press the Refresh List button to have that list refreshed. The last thing that we'll cover in the items video is how to run the inventory report from the back office software. We'll switch back over to the back office, and from here we'll click on the Reports tab. In the list of reports, you'll see an Inventory Levels report. Select the report and then click View. The current level of the inventory items will be displayed on the screen. Any item that has fallen below your threshold will be displayed in red. You can print this information from the bottom of the screen, or you can export it into Excel or PDF format. And this concludes our items video. Thank you for watching. We hope you found the information helpful and informative.